Mario Lopez.
What's up, y'all? Mario Lopez joining me now on Zoom. My girl, the always funny Chelsea Handler. Welcome to the show, Chelsea. How have you been?
Hi, hot stuff. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Been looking forward to speaking with you, keep up with you on social and all that. So I feel like I know the answers to these, but excited that you're going back out on tour. The new stand-up tour kicks off on the 21st. It's called Vaccinated and Horny. Yes, that should be the theme of the summer right here. So I'm assuming you're talking about that's what you're talking about on stage, or what else are you covering?
I'm covering a lot of topics. I have a lot of material that's pent up from the pandemic, from spending a year inside with my family, with my nieces and nephews. You know, I worked hard, really hard, my whole life to remain childless and alone, only to have my house invaded upon by my sister and her 3 adult children. So I was pretty much like, that was, you know, a lot for me to handle. But after they left, I was just high-fiving myself. I was like, you know what, girl? You made the right decisions. You avoided having to murder a husband or a child during this pandemic. So you're batting 1,000.
And I'm sure it provided a lot of inspiration for new material.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot. I have a lot of new material. I mean, you know, when you're sitting around thinking about things a lot, it was hard to be funny for a while, but I had all these thoughts. And then I was like, okay, now I've got to make them funny.
Chelsea, do you think when you're on stage, do people want to hear about COVID and the pandemic, or are they more interested in like what's going on in your life?
I think it's more about my personal experience, like dating through the pandemic, giving guys COVID tests in my backyard, you know, things that like I experienced firsthand in ways I got around COVID. Because once we realized it was going on for more than, you know, the initial 2 weeks or 2 months, I had to seriously think about how I was going to, you know, operate. Like, was I going to be able to date again, or was I just going to be a virgin again? You know, I had to make some serious choices.
And speaking of making choices, I got to imagine you almost, I don't want to say second guess yourself, but almost pump the brakes a little, because it feels like comedians, whereas they used to be sort of the bastion of truth, now with this whole sort of cancel culture society that we live in, do you find yourself censoring yourself when approaching certain material, which I think is awful, because that's what I loved about comedy and seeing stand-up is you can kind of just, they can say what you're thinking and what you want to hear, really.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, if you're censoring yourself to avoid hurting other people's feelings and being indecent, you know, then yeah, it's worth it. I think we can all work a little harder to be a little bit sharper and more clever in terms of bringing the funny. There's a lot to make fun of. You don't have to make fun of, you know, other people. You can make fun of yourself. You start with yourself, which is a great place to start. And there's a lot to talk about. You know, there's a lot that's been going on. So no, I don't find it particularly challenging. I welcome the challenge. I like parameters built in, because if I don't have any boundaries, who knows what will come out of my mouth.
Yeah, I like that, Chelsea, though. That's the one I like.
I know. But don't worry. You're getting plenty of it in this tour. Don't worry. I'm back to my original roots.
Oh, nice. And you mentioned dating. What is the dating scene like these days?
It's pretty rough out there.
Are you a fan of the, what do you call it? The online dating?
I've definitely online dated. I've dated on that app Raya, that, you know, that kind of like inside Hollywood. Have you ever been on that? No.
I've been married for a long time. So.
Oh, no. So the answer to that, Mario, is no.
No. So that's why I'm sort of wanting to live vicariously. But I'll tell you what, if I was single, I think that'd be my move. I'd just be swipe. See, you don't have to leave the house. Just swipe and there you go. And you can just kind of pick. It seems like a menu.
Yeah, well, my friends are like, you can't be, you know, so many of my friends say, you can't be on Raya, you're a celebrity. And I'm like, who cares? Like, I'm just like everybody else trying to get something going here, or trying to get something going in a city that I'm visiting, you know, and you can't really fault for somebody for being open and honest about it. So yeah, I'm all for online dating. The more, the merrier.
Absolutely. And I know Jeremy Renner and Ben Affleck and all those guys were on it. Yeah, I thought it was 4 celebs or people in the industry. So interesting to hear that. Ultimately, though, are you attracted to guys who are in the industry or aren't in the industry? Because a part of it, I imagine, because they kind of understand what you're going through, but the other one is kind of nice because they don't.
Yeah, I mean, I typically date guys that are not in the industry. I like a break from, my work life and that whole vibe, but I'm not opposed to it. If I met somebody that I was, into, I would totally go for it. I don't have any rules about dating. I'm all, I'm an open book. I think men are probably scared to date me because they know if it goes badly, I'll probably talk about it on stage. So that is one hiccup, which I've been guilty of in the past. So I can't really blame men either because they're not wrong.
I like a funny woman. Honestly, the way I fell for my wife is because she made me laugh. When you're funny, you're smart, and smart is sexy. I feel like Chris Rock in the relationship. When she was making me laugh, I was like, oh, damn, that's kind of hot. And then it turns into, so those guys are just intimidated there. I want to talk about your podcast, Dear Chelsea. What types of things are you talking about there?
Oh, it's so fun. Well, it's not so fun, but it is fun because I get to talk to real people about real problems. And I kind of made it as a joke, because I love to give advice that's unsolicited. And I thought, why not make it solicited? Why not have people actually call and ask me for their opinions before I give them out? So I did it and thinking it was in that vein, but it's turned into something really kind of moving, and people call in with real problems. And I'm just kind of like a big sister who's going to push you in the direction to be braver and to get out of a relationship that's no longer working, or, to just kind of take leaps of faith in life. And I've always been that kind of friend to everybody. I want everybody to be pushed a little bit, like, try this, do something new. So it's been great because people have called in with real problems and then they call us back, with progress reports. And it's been really fulfilling, I have to say, much more serious than I had intended in a sense.
Yeah, kind of like Dr. Drew in a sense.
Kind of like Dr. Phil, but without any medical degree.
What about late night TV? I feel like you're so missed there. And did you keep anything from your show when it ended?
Oh, well, I kept Chewy's bronzed feet. We bronzed his feet once, and I have them in my house. I know. People say that to me all the time. And, there's a part of me that loves that. And then there's a part of me that thinks of the responsibility that comes with that. But I'm not going to say I'm never going to do it again, because every time I say I'm never going to do something, I end up doing it like a week later. So I'm not going to say I'm never going to get married, and I'm not going to say I'm never going to do late night, because who knows?
Yeah, that's right. You never know. You do never know. I want to put you on the spot with some quick questions, quick answers. Okay.
Great.
What are you currently watching on TV right now that you recommend?
White Lotus.
Oh, good. Because that was on my next little to do. Oh, did you say you already started it, Fraser?
Nichols did.
Okay. What was your first concert?
Oh, that would have been Bon Jovi, because I'm from New Jersey. That has to be your first concert.
Nice. Who's your dream podcast guest?
Oprah.
Celebrity crush growing up?
Well, I would say John Stamos, I had a big thing for, and Rob Lowe. They're both in the same kind of category for me.
Well, handsome guys, still look great too. Who plays you in the Chelsea Handler story? Who are we casting?
I'm going to have to play myself in the Chelsea Handler story, because we're creating a show on my last book, Life Will Be the Death of Me. And I've decided I'm ready to play myself on TV. So yes, I will be playing myself.
Awesome. Hey, let's keep it in the family.
Always.
So nice to see you and to catch up. Look forward to seeing you on stage too. And listen, go to allandmario.com for all the Vaccinated and Horny tickets, best title ever, and the tour dates. Chelsea, thanks so much for checking in.
Thanks, Mario. Take care.
Hey, you too.
On with Mario Lopez.